You ever notice how we high achievers often become masters at turning pain into proof? You know the drill. If I'm not hustling, I feel lazy. If it's not hard, it probably won't work. If I slow down, I'll lose my edge. Does that sound familiar? I bet it does, because somewhere along the way, we've confused suffering with significance. We've been trained to believe that hard equals worthy, easy equals suspect. But here's what nobody tells you. You can suffer endlessly and still not move forward. Let me share something that happened recently. I was working with an elite member. Let's call him Jake. Jake is a peak performer by every metric. Big title, big checks, big team. But he was always fried, couldn't sleep, on the edge, snapping at people that he cared about. He came to me and said, Darren, I feel like if I'm not grinding, I'm slipping. He wore burnout like a badge. He was more proud of how hard something was than how effective it was at producing results. He didn't want ease. He wanted proof that he was earning it. But you know what I told him? I said, you're not climbing a mountain, you're digging a hole. And holes only get deeper with harder work, not iron. Think about it. Do you ever find yourself turning a 30-minute task into a 3-hour overthink session? Writing the same email 12 times so it sounds serious, refusing help because I should be able to do this myself, piling your schedule so full it becomes a performance of pain. You call it discipline, you call it work ethic, but really, it's fear. Yeah, the F word. I said it, fear. Fear that ease means you didn't earn it, that simplicity means it wasn't real. Here's the problem. You've been trained to respect your struggle more than your results. Did you hear that? Let me say it again. You've been trained to respect your struggle more than your results. Years ago, I was launching a major project. Big vision, high stakes, lots of moving parts. I had whiteboards covered in plans, project management software loaded to the gills, team meetings, delegation charts, and the whole shebang. And I was stuck, overwhelmed, overthinking, overworking. Then I asked myself one simple question. What would this look like if this were easy? And it was like someone just turned on the lights. I scrapped the overbuilt system, cut 80% of the fluff, identified one high leverage domino, and focused everything on that. The project launched faster with less stress and got better results than my master plan ever would have had. I've been using that question ever since. Simplicity scales, complication and complicated fails. Easy isn't lazy, easy is efficient, and it doesn't stop at work, does it? You're so tired by the time you get home, your kids get scraps of your attention. But hey, I'm doing this for them, right? Come on. Your spouse says, I miss you. And you say, I'm doing this for us. Really? But you haven't had a real conversation in weeks. You don't take the walk, eat the healthy meal, or get the sleep because everything else is, quote unquote, more important. You're grinding yourself down to prove that you're moving up. But all you're proving is that you don't think you're enough without the suffering. So what's the way out, you ask? Good question. You'll be glad you showed up here today. Start asking a new question. What would this look like if it were easy? What is the simplest, easiest, and fastest way to get the desired result? Ask it every time you sit down to solve something. Not, how do I grind through this, but what's the frictionless path? For that meeting, maybe instead of the meeting, it's a quick email. For that recurring issue, maybe it's one system, one SOP. For that recurring request, maybe it's one decision that eliminates 100 future requests. Let me show you what this looks like in action, okay? In business, you're onboarding new team members. You've got a 42-step playbook, Zoom call, shadowing, and a 3-week ramp up. Ask, what would this look like if this were easy? The answer might be one 5-minute welcome video, one checklist, 1 week of tight feedback. Done. In your marriage, you've been feeling distant from your spouse. You're thinking therapy, retreat, some grand gesture. Ask, what would this look like if it were easy? The answer might be, hold their hand. Say, I've missed us. And then shut up and listen. In your health, you keep saying that you'll get serious. You research diets, listen to podcasts, workouts, get supplements. Ask, what would this look like if this were easy? The answer might be, walk 20 minutes a day, eat one real meal, go to bed on time. In your leadership, you've got a problem team member You're spinning your wheels. Ask, what would this look like if this were easy? The answer might be one 10-minute, no BS conversation today, not next week, today. Here's your challenge. Over the next 48 hours, every time you feel stuck, overwhelmed, or stressed, stop. Ask yourself, what would this look like if this were easy? What's the simplest, easiest, and fastest path to the result that I want? Write the answer down, then do that version, even if it feels too easy, especially if it feels too easy. You're not lazy if something feels easy. You're not cheating if something flows. You're simply operating in a smarter, more aligned way. Because the goal isn't to suffer. The goal is to succeed. So stop worshiping the struggle. Stop confusing pain with progress. Start designing for simplicity. And the next time your ego says, this is too easy to be right, you tell it, that's exactly how I know that it's right. Because simplicity is a superpower. Make some notes in your Darren Daily Journal and share your thoughts in the comments below. What's one area of your life or business that you've been overcomplicating? And how can you make it easy instead? Tell us that below.